Yeah, that's
Well,
what.
you're not gonna see anything because you're on the phone with me.
No, but
What
I'm
kind of
looking
phone
at
you
my
got?
website. I haven't got a link to it
iPhone.
yet.
Oh yeah, he got it.
Yeah. So if you got Gmail, do you have the Gmail app? Because that's how I got it. It just popped up on my phone when I loaded
Yeah.
it over there. Because you got the Gmail app, then it's gonna resend you over to the Google Hangouts.
Yeah, but he hasn't sent me the Gmail thing yet.
Oh, he's waiting for your
I sent
Gmail
it
thing.
to him. Is it Mocha David?
Is not mocha, not like the coffee. It's MOCH.
MOCH.
David.
Oh, that's what it was. I did Mocha.
Ah, he thought you was a coffee bean, David. Thought you was a coffee bean.
All right, let's see. I'm about to send it right now.
We're finna send it right now, David.
There it goes. Let's see if you got it.
All right.
Yeah, can you hear me good, Chuck?
I can hear you well.
What about right now?
I can hear both of you.
And David said he can hear both of us,
Can you hear me now?
but he don't see us. He wants to see. You want to see David, right?
Yeah. Did he get the invitation?
Did you get the invitation, David?
Not yet. It ain't hit my Gmail yet.
Maybe because you're on the phone.
No, that don't have nothing to do with it.
Nah, yeah, it'll still go through.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna plug him through the
Let
system.
me check and make sure. So I sent it to MOCHDAVID@gmail.com.
That's right, David?
Yeah, MOCHDAVID@gmail.com.
Right.
David Moke.
Okay, it just came.
Uh-oh,
said
there
just
we
came.
go. There we go. I'm about to go live now.
Now, open it up.
Yeah, open it up and get off the phone.
Yeah, tell him to get off so you can go live.
Chuck, it don't have nothing to do with that.
No, you have to get off the phone, David. You have to get off the phone because you're on the cell
No,
line.
but I might have questions for you, and you can help me open this thing.
Will it open with you on the? We don't open when I'm on the phone. Because David, I'm not on the phone. I'm on my iPad.
Mine will open while I'm on the phone, Chuck.
Okay, David.
Oh, okay.
What kind of iPhone you got?
That's not important, David. You say yours will open. Go ahead and let it open. Go ahead and open it.
Now it says come on in, so I hit that link, right?
Yeah, come on in.
Okay, let me tell you what it says next.
Get off the phone.
It says email or phone. So put my email address or put my phone number right there.
Whatever's good for you to get in.
Tell him the email address.
Do email address, he says, David.
Okay. Hold on. It's not let me type it yet.
Yeah, because you're on the phone.
That don't have nothing to do with it.
It does, David.
It does have all to do with it. You got to get off the phone.
All right, I'm going to get off the phone.
All
and
right.
I won't be able to ask you guys for no help.
There's got to be somebody there to help you, man. Look at this, Travis.
Haha, there it goes.
Yeah, this the OG here. This the vinyl. Oh, it's broke. Oh, how did that happen? This just happened. I took it out and let somebody see it. They must have dropped it.
Oh,
Yeah,
see?
but this the OG right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Does it still work?
Yeah, it still works. And let's see. Turn that on. Where is it at? I got like a
There go the tape.
Yeah.
There go the tape. You know what I'm gonna do while we're waiting for David? I got an idea.
Okay. I can still text him, see if he got in.
Yeah, if he should have been able to just it wouldn't let him connect if he's on the phone.
Right.
yours. But now that he's off the phone, hopefully he should be able to do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we can do this. There you go. Uh-oh.
That's it.
Uh. Classic.
So what are you playing? The YouTube?
Huh?
You playing the YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, that's it.
That's you right there. Now, who is that? You or David?
No, that is Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne.
Yeah, I'll show you his picture in a second. I did all the music.
Ah, you was producer.
Well, I was a kid, man, who said, "Hey, go in the studio and record on like 4 tracks." And they said, "Hey, you got 24 tracks here." And I went, "Wow."
There we go.
Now, that right there is this young lady.
Let me see.
Let me see. I can get it in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
She's spitting, yo.
Yeah, that's Juanicia Milton. I mean, Juanicia York. Juanicia York? Yeah, is that their last name? Milton. No, Juanicia Milton. And that's her brother. Really hard to see. Let me see. That's her brother York. And the first guy you hear was Dwayne.
Oh, nice. Now, these like kids, how old were they?
Let's see. You're looking at the age range from 14 to about maybe 17. 14, about 17. Yep.
Nice.
Now that right there is David's son.
Oh,
Daryl Moak. And he's I think he's a congressman in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Rapping. Gospel rapping. It's so catchy.
Yeah. The K-Max was the radio station back in the day, and they wouldn't play it. Now, this song came out way before Kirk Franklin, before Fred Hammond and Commission, actually before Commission, before any of the hip groups had any airplay. We were already doing this, but they wouldn't play it because they said it was of the devil. They weren't going to play that on the radio station.
No,
yeah, buddy.
Who was this?
This was I can't remember her last name. I think it was Gwendolyn something. Gwendolyn, but she did K-Max late at night. And when they did play, it was like late at night, and people were asleep or whatever, so we didn't get the ratings. But they wouldn't play it during the regular stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what radio station was this?
K-Max radio in Los Angeles.
Oh, so this is out in LA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And y'all had everybody out there.
See, the sad thing about LA, we don't have a 24-hour gospel station.
Still.
All we have is what we do have is on Sundays, KJLH plays gospel all day, but still they have regular program. I guess around 12 o'clock Pacific time, Then they play gospel music all the way up until about 12. But it's all fixed, man. Everything they play is fixed. Like
Yeah.
the same old songs, same old stuff. Never no really new artists, you know?
Yeah, I got you. You gonna hear some Timbaland Man, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear, you know, I don't even listen to it no more. I just listen to Spotify pretty much now. Listen to what I want to listen to.
Yeah.
But they got their fixed people. It's the same old people, man. Yep.
Now, who are some artists you like then?
In terms of gospel,
Anything.
well, let's start with gospel. Gospel, my all-time favorite group is pre-Fred Hammond, which is Commission.
Oh.
That's my all-time favorite group.
That's one dude.
Because they, the stuff they sung back in the day was Christian friendly. It was Christian support. You were going through stuff. The songs they would sing would inspire you. You weren't thinking about naming it, claiming it, none of that kind of stuff, and reach up and grab it. You weren't thinking about that. You were hearing songs that encourage you to live saved. You know, that's what I loved about Commission. Even to this day, they still a bomb.
My joint Ordinary Love.
Yeah, won't do. It's like, you know, it's people that were trying to find relationship mates and all that kind of stuff. It's like you're gonna continue to miss what God has for you because you're settling for an ordinary love. And that's what they basically were saying, you know.
Ordinary love.
Right. Yeah. And then I used to play bass for a guy named Kenny Smith.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of him. Played with him for 15 years.
His
first album. Actually, Kenny started in Delaware. He started in Delaware, then he came out here to LA, and he come under the same vein. If you ever get a chance to look at his first album, you'll see executive producer was Dave Moak.
Ah.
Yep. So it was all connected back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, like I like D'Angelo. I like all the neo soul artists. I like that. I like all the old. So my favorite secular group would be it's two of them, Between Ohio Players and Cameo.
Oh,
those are my two. Yeah, those are my two favorite secular bands. Of course, I like Roy Ayers. There's just so many artists, man. You know.
Yeah.
So many of them.
Black people.
Yep. Nothing from David yet, huh?
No, I just emailed him again. You want me to try calling him?
Let me see. He didn't respond to my text here. He might just want to do a FaceTime with me on my phone.
Okay.
Let me see.
I resent them the link, so I'm surprised it didn't come through yet.
Okay, yeah, because what it told me, either I would use Safari or use this other thing.
Google Hangout.
And yeah, and so I had to download that because it wouldn't work without it. Let's see what we got here. Moak. What?
I'm signing in, man. You're cutting into my work.
Okay, all right.
You got it.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Go ahead.
You cutting it into my work.
Hang up, man.
Okay, I'm trying. All right.
Celebration music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks rapping, but they ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
Rap.
Yeah. That's Sonya.
Yeah, what's up, Sonya?
She's where is she? Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's number 7 to the right.
I see her.
And then the one next to her the one next row, the last one, first girl, last row.
Yeah.
She passed away some years ago.
Oh no.
She had cancer.
Damn.
Yeah.
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 Gospel rap.
I think somebody intentionally did this here.
I guess we should
look into it.
Yeah, that's funny that so you know how I got your number, right?
I think you said YouTube.
Yep, right here.
Yeah.
Let me try reaching out to this brother. Oh, so you play bass on Tupac's Dear Mama?
Yes.
Wow, how did that happen?
I was at work in LA doing security work, and I have a really good friend by the name of Reginald Green, who is the MD for Brian McKnight. And he called me up and said, "Hey, do you want to play on Tupac's record?" I thought, yeah, sure.
It's what?
You know? Yeah, so I drove home to Compton, picked up my bass, and went to the studio.
Wow.
I played on about 4 to 5 songs, but I don't know which songs they are. And unfortunately, they didn't give me any credit for it. You know.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I didn't get no. I got paid for it.
Oh,
here he is calling again. What is
hey,
this?
We can get you out.
Yeah, David.
I can't call y'all. I don't know y'all emails.
My email is CJ. He sent you a link. You just click the link.
No, the link told me how to sign up for it, and I already signed up for it now. Now I'm in. It's telling me who I want to call. I don't know his email.
Okay, so he sent you a link.
Again.
Do it again. What did you say?
I'm going to send it again.
Okay, David, he's going to send you a link, and then you click that link.
All right.
Yep.
All right, hopefully this will work this time.
And I played I played on this album too.
Oh, Gospel Gangsters, The Flood.
Yep.
That was like late 90s, right?
2006 or 7, around that time.
Oh, so that's only 10 years ago.
Yep.
How did that happen?
Kenny used to have this dude that hang out with him. Was a cool dude. His name was called Big Tone. Dude was big, real big dude. So there's David.
Yep.
All right, good. So Big Tone hung out. He moved to Marino. I think that's where you live, Moreno Valley here in California. And
why you guys so low? I can hardly hear you guys.
Turn your mic.
Turn your volume up
on your phone.
Yeah, turn the volume up.
Turn them up. I can't hear y'all.
And so, so he was there, and he told them that I played bass, and they set it up, and I brought it. I was working at the Musicians Institute, and I brought this guitar player with me, and we played on this album about 4 or 5 songs. They recorded it.
Hey, Chucky, can you hear me?
Oh, I see you.
Sure can. Yep, I can hear you. Just don't see you yet, but I can hear you.
It's screen.
Can you see me?
Yeah, no, I just only see Travis. I don't see you.
I see both of y'all, but I don't hear y'all. Voices are real low.
Yeah, turn your mic up.
I did. I tried to. I can't turn it up. I got
on the side.
Up all. Maybe I need to put y'all on speaker or something.
Yeah, that might work.
How do I do that?
That I don't know.
You just lost the video.
No, it's back.
Oh, there you go. You back. Now, are you in the dark?
Yep.
You gotta get out the dark, man. If I can see you in the dark, go to where the light is.
You preaching now.
Come out that corner, man. You can't hide.
I just saw him. There he goes.
There he is.
See me
Man,
now?
what are you in a? Yeah, what are you in a? What do you call that? One of them photos, dark rooms?
But how come I can't hear you
Man,
guys?
there's a red light district you got going on over there, man. That's funny.
That is, yo.
Why is it so muffled?
I don't know. They must be on.
Something wrong with this phone.
I got an issue now because I'm finna go through my speaker system. All right.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Okay, do
Volume
this.
up.
Do that. There we go.
Well, Dave, we can hear you.
Man, I'm good. Now I can hear real good. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Yep. See, there we go. Now we're talking. Get a little volume on this.
David, how you doing? Oh, he muted his mic.
David, you muted your mic.
Okay.
There you are. Whatever you did, don't bother no more.
All right, David. Maybe we can. David, can you say something?
Yeah.
All right. Are you back? Oh, you muted
hear
your
me? You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Now you sound a little bit muffled. I tell you, David, you should have drove out here.
Oh, there he goes.
There you are. All right. That's it. No, we good.
Light.
Yeah, that's good. We'll work with that.
Oh, that's even better. That's better. That's better. Hey, that plant needs some water, man.
Huh?
That plant behind you needs some water, man.
Oh, that plant's dead.
Put some water in it. It'll grow. I've seen plants come back.
How come I can't hear y'all real loud?
I don't know.
Because you're using your phone. You got some headphones? You can plug into your phone. You got some headphones. You can plug them into your phone, and your mic will still be working.
Yeah, that's true. That's right, Chuck. You're a sound guy. You know about this stuff, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Almost 7 o'clock. You got some?
I think
That's a brand new headphone.
Oh, you later. That's right.
How you coming, Dave?
Dave, you all right?
David.
Let me see.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's propping it up.
Oh, he trying. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you good now.
Is that better?
Yep.
Turn your volume up.
My volume's all the way up. I hear y'all blasting in my ear.
Oh,
Oh, so you turn it. So now you turn it down.
Y'all can hear me?
Yep.
All right. I'm ready now. I'm ready
Here we
for
go.
my interview.
All right.
all right, we ready.
All right.
Let's go. Well, gentlemen, first, thank you for taking this time to interview with me.
Our pleasure.
So, I don't know if I told you, but what we're doing is we're working on a book project,
Okay.
and our title is called "You Gonna Learn Today."
You gonna learn today.
Yeah.
That's
What
pretty
we're
cool.
doing is we're looking at the intersection of Christianity and hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah. So in my research, I came across this song by New Testament Youth Troop, and I was like, "Who are these cats?" And I was fortunate enough to find you on you Chuck on YouTube. So I was like, let me call you and get more information.
Okay.
You know, I did a lot of research, right? And the only thing I could find was the stuff are y'all songs on YouTube. Because of how early you all were in the game, I want to do this interview so we can get y'all story out there.
Okay.
So I was thinking we could just start off with just basically you telling me y'all story, then I add on questions.
Okay. Hey, you want to start, Dave?
Yeah, I'll start.
Good, because you've been working with these children before I even came along. Go ahead.
So we started a you can hear me now?
Yeah, we can't see you though, Dave.
Can't see me?
Dave.
See
There
me
you
now?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you're not recording this video now? I didn't comb my hair. Here we go.
Come on, David. Let's go, man.
What?
Hey, what did OG Bobby Johnson's girl say? Oh, you should have told me you were getting out, Bobby. I would have did something to my hair.
Y'all are funny.
Go on, man. Go do the interview, man.
Okay, so basically, we started a music workshop on Saturdays at a little church in Compton, Community Lutheran Church in Compton on 35th off Avalon.
Nice.
And
What was the name of the church?
Community Lutheran Church.
A Community Lutheran Church.
Yeah, 135th in Avalon.
All right.
And with a piano player name was Mark Coates.
Nice.
Coates. So
Right.
Mark was like a prodigal piano player since he was 3 years old.
Wow, his skills.
When he was 13, he was the choir director at First AME Church, which is the largest black church in LA.
Wow.
At 13, he was the choir director.
That boy got skills. He don't play no games.
So then we said, well, we need to bring in some other people to teach the other instruments, and that's when Chucky came in teaching bass. We had people come in teaching drums, Demetric Collins, and then Mark was doing the vocals to the choirs, and then kids began coming in. So these kids were all between like 13. They were 13, 14, middle school age, and by the time we finished, they were like high school age.
Gotcha.
And then we signed up for the Gospel Music Workshop of America.
Oh, okay.
1984.
So then we took the kids. Eventually it grew to about 20 kids.
Wow.
We had our core group. We went every summer to the Gospel Music Workshop convention with James Cleveland, Shirley Caesar, Rodina Preston,
It was 84 the first year of that?
Say that again?
Was 1984 the first year of that?
No. What was the year the gospel rapping actually came out, Chuck?
It came out in 84, but I think we went there in 83. I mean, 85.
So we have been going to the convention for 5 years. Every summer, the convention moved to a different city. So you could figure out the you
79.
could figure out the years we were in by the amount of cities we went to. We went one summer. One summer we sang in Houston, we sang in Atlanta, we sang in Cleveland, we sang in New York and Madison Square Garden. We did and then the convention was in LA one year. So we took the kids to all those and performed, along with James Cleveland, right, at all those venues.
That's litty.
And so we were doing as the years went on, Chuck and I began developing more of the youth rap songs as they were still doing as we were still taking the regular songs, making them more contemporary.
But y'all were singing gospel music?
So Mark was doing the choir stand from gospel, and then me and Chuck were pushing the envelope over to rap.
Wow. So actually, this is amazing. First of all, I didn't know this story. So did y'all know about Andre Crouch at the time?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Andre Crouch was from out here too. We were all. It was all one development because Andre Crouch was pastoring a church here in LA.
Oh, did y'all ever meet him personally?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So did y'all work together, or was it like a
No. We were like a separate. How the gospel music workshop worked was, you would just sign up your choir. So when the convention became every summer, hundreds of thousands of choirs would come. That's why it was so big, because cities wanted James's convention in town, because it brought so many people every summer. Like over 200-300 choirs, and each choir got 30 members and everybody performing. Everybody had a night to perform. You performed Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night. And James would always book the biggest venue in Houston. He booked Madison Square Garden. So it was a big event.
Wow.
It was the biggest convention until he died, till James Cleveland died. It was the biggest convention probably in America.
Yeah, so I knew about the convention today. And like from that, they have like even a gospel music channel on cable networks. But I didn't know about the history that you all are providing.
Because Radina Preston just passed away this month.
Wow.
So she was like one of the main architects of that GMWA, Gospel Music Workshop of America, along with James. And then, of course, Shirley Caesar. All those people would come perform at the GMWA. We were on stage with all of them.
And then after James passed away, Bobby Jones took it over.
Got you. Now, I'm trying to find the year. It was Oh Happy Day, right, for Andre Crouch?
No, he didn't do Oh Happy Day. That was
Edwin Hawkins.
That was Edwin Hawkins, to be in particular. Yeah.
So
we're further on up.
I'm trying to remember what was the controversial song at that time for Andre Crouch. Y'all remember?
I never knew he had a controversy song.
Oh, I thought when he first started that they said he was doing devil music because of the instrumentation.
Well, probably because he had
that's what
playing on a lot of his stuff.
That's what everybody faced when he was contemporary. Andre was contemporary, and so he got flat.
Yeah.
You have to remember, when we finally did gospel rapping, it came out on the only gospel station in LA at the time.
Yeah.
K-Max or whatever it was. It played for 1 week.
Yeah, it was K-Max.
It played for 1 week, and then church people started calling in, complaining, and they took it off the air.
How you gonna complain about that song?
Because it didn't fit the rest of the format. Was all choirs and people hollering and screaming. So what I did was, I started producing my own concert at Long Beach Veterans Stadium every summer, called the Sunshine Festival, and I would just bring in the top white Christian acts, and we perform there. And the white groups start art and gospel rapping, I was selling more to the whites than I sold more to the whites than the blacks. I couldn't sell any gospel rapping to the blacks, to the black church.
You was able to get the white folks.
So that was like a turning point, because see, at that point the question was going to be, rap was going to move forward, and was it going to be a wide venue so that you could have Christian rappers on the air and sexual rappers on the air and gangster rappers on the air? And basically the black church just said no, and they just shut gospel rapping down, and rap went on, and you see the outcome. It just devastated a whole 2 generations of people, and because I used to do concerts at Long Beach Veterans Stadium, and I had 8 or 9 black gospel, the dynamic duo, and all these black young gospel rappers on stage.
Idle King, and the Dynamic Twins.
But they had no radio outlet.
Yeah, this was in the 90s though, right?
Yep.
This was in 80. No, this was in 80. This was in that time period of when we did gospel rapping, within those 3 or 4 years, from 84 to the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, into the 90s. Because when we did that big concert at Long Beach Stadium, that was toward the end of the 80s, early 90s.
Right.
Oh, so it wasn't 84 then, was it?
84 is when gospel rapping, but we were doing it for a long time.
Yeah. No, I'm asking because, so that's what I just finished writing about. And like Dynamic Twins, Idle King, SFC, MC Scroller, Crystal Mic Controllers, they all started to come around like 87, 88. Like they individually were doing stuff in the like as early as like 83, MC Scroller 85, SFC 87, 88. But I think they knew each other in 84.
But I would have them all on stage at one concert.
Wow. Now, what was the name of the concert again?
Sunshine Festival.
Sunshine.
S-O-N.
Ah, nice.
Long Beach Veterans Stadium. You can look it up. It should be in the archive somewhere. We did it about 3 years.
And because that was the one thing I figured out. They all knew each other. All those rappers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it was just a small community. Everybody knew. Everybody, the only support you got was from each other.
Now, my question is, would you all, because it seemed like y'all are coming more out of gospel instead of out of hip hop. Would that be true?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you start? What gave you the idea to start rapping?
Well,
they were young people. Pretty much they were young people, and of course they were listening to everything rap, and they had something to say, but it didn't have the quote unquote traditional gospel lid on it. So David said, well, okay, well, express yourself into to these lyrics. Here, I give you these lyrics. What would you do with these lyrics? And that's how they started doing it. And he was creative. David was creative by letting each child come in and do a particular verse.
Yeah. Now how did
rap
get there? Because y'all know Dax Reynosa, right? LPG.
Not me. You heard of them, David?
No.
Okay, he was saying that at first hip hop wasn't on the West Coast until like 83. Did y'all hear it earlier?
See, we wasn't thinking about. I don't know. We were even thinking about hip hop at that point. It was just another extension of rap. Hip hop really didn't start coming out until, it had to be like later. We're looking at late 90s or early 90s, late 80s. It was just rap. It was just the rap game.
Okay, so how did rap get there?
Rap and hip hop was synonymous to me. It was just like the next wave.
Yeah.
Because when I came through college, we had the Watts Poets, we had Gil Scott-Heron. That's what I was raised on. I was raised on all these, which would have been rappers today.
Yeah.
And they was laying down some heavy social commentary. You know what I'm saying? So when we put this choir together, we said, well, we got to do something. These kids need to do something that's within their generation.
So Gil Scott Heron influenced y'all to eventually start rapping.
Gil Scott Heron influenced me for the lyrics and everything to decide because what I did with gospel rapping was I took the book of Matthew, the entire Sermon on the Mount, and put it to a rhyme. That's what that gospel rapping is. Now we had a whole lot of other Christian contemporary songs, but the church just shut down.
Wow.
Now we had there were some breakthroughs by some groups we would see the Winans, the brothers, the Winans would sing. Edwin Hawkins and his wife would sing. They would kind of contemporize the music, but they never really went as far as we did. They didn't just say, hey, let's just jump all the way over here and rap this song. Now, it was okay with James. We performed it at churches. We could perform it at the convention, but when we put it on the air on the gospel music format, it just, people just couldn't take it.
Yeah, so the kids were listening to rap music?
Yeah. That's why we did it. We basically said let's write some songs in the genre that they're dancing to today.
Do you remember who they were listening to at the time?
In '84,
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh.
You'd have to you have to go back and just say basically who was rapping in the '80s, and that's the style. That's because you look at gospel rap and it followed the format of its time period.
Got you.
Where it was always a story. It wasn't a, hey, I'm this and I'm this. No, raps was a story. Somebody came along, then they went down here, then they went to the hall, then they went to the market. Rap, that's what rap was back then.
I got you.
It was a good day in Compton. I was riding down the street and everything was a story back then.
So because you all were y'all were a choir first, and then,
it wasn't.
Oh, go ahead.
It was really just it was a youth workshop. So what we kids came there and we said, look, we're gonna teach y'all to sing and to play your instrument. And then the question became, what are you gonna sing and what are you gonna play? And it's like, well, we ain't gonna force you to go do these choir songs.
Right.
We're gonna let you do your thing, contemporary in the now.
Got you.
So we split into two wings. So kind of in their training with Mark, every day they were doing choir songs because that's how they developed their vocals.
Yeah.
And we would actually go out to some churches and do the choir song, and then they would go with me and Chuck, and we do the contemporary.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So as it went along, we would pull the older kids out, and that formed New Testament.
Okay. And did you all so I'm trying to figure out how did y'all like call it gospel rap, or like where did that come from?
For me, that's what we called it, gospel rap.
Okay.
Because rap was out, so we said, you know what, we're gonna do some gospel rap. We're gonna do rap, but we're gonna make sure the word is coming through.
A rap with the word coming through.
Right.
The word of God to be in particular, yeah.
Not rap where you imply that there's a God, not rap where you say, well, it's nice to be good, but rap where we intertwine the actual gospel into the rap.
Got you.
Right.
So if you read the Sermon on the Mount and then listen to gospel rapping, every verse is matched. We just rephrase a couple lines so that it rhymed. So it rhymed. No, we rephrased it so it rhymed.
And did you all know about other rappers at the time?
Other gospel rappers?
No, there wasn't really no other gospel rappers that we heard of, because you have to look at it. Gospel rapping wasn't even considered to be listening music of that era.
Yeah.
We, at this point, publicly, we were introducing something. We were introducing a new sound for the ear that maybe got out from the church. You know, maybe like David said, people were doing it at the churches, but in terms of it going, what we say today, viral over the air,
Yeah.
they weren't ready for that. So we were the first. It could have been like 30 rappers that was ready to come out the gate, but they never came out because the first thing we tried to put out, it was smash. So it had to the time change had the time had to change. Then when the time changed, then all these once the gate was open, then everybody ran out.
Yeah.
But see what? But you have to remember there was nothing to go viral. The internet was not up like that. So
Yeah.
so we were trying to break it through radio, and radio was shut down because radio was controlled. Even now, if you listen to gospel comes on at 3 a.m, gospel comes on these stations at 4 a.m, and they still playing the same choir song.
Wow.
So that's what we were confronted with. Trying to get our music on that channel was impossible. Now, if we had had the internet, we would have been okay, because you had all those other rappers. You had the Dynamic Twins and all these other rappers who were Christian rappers. They were rapping about themselves and the problems they were having as a Christian.
Yeah.
But they had no outlet either.
Right.
They had no outlet. They would have now. With the internet, they would have had the freedom to get out there, and anyone who wanted to absorb it could have. But we were trapped within the traditional black church.
And there wasn't another radio station. As I said earlier, gospel radio stations were scarce. We just had the one, and that's in Southern California. In Northern California, they have gospel music going all the time.
I mean, see, at the convention every summer, there would also be a meeting where all the gospel DJs would come to the GMWA. James had this enormous following. So when we did the convention was in Cleveland one year. When the convention was in Cleveland, I sponsored the gospel announcers workshop luncheon.
Hey, Dave, your camera went up. Your phone.
There I am.
There you go.
I sponsored the gospel music workshops luncheon. I still have the plaque on the wall saying thank you for sponsoring. You know, and so they were aware. I mean, they were open to playing gospel rapping but they had to convince their base. Their base was the black church. The base was the black church, and the black church did not. The black church took another decade before it realized that it made a mistake.
Yeah, they didn't want none of that devil music, right?
That's what they want to call it.
No, but see, when they finally realized they had made the mistake, rap had already took too much of a foothold on their youth.
Yeah.
So what happened? 2 decades later, all the churches now they wanna hip up their music, and they want kids to do. But it's like kids have already gone over to the other side with this deep bass rap, and it's like, okay, you know. But it could have emerged and grown right alongside
Right at the beginning.
the growth of hip hop, but the church just shut it down.
Actually, I do have a question about the youth. How was that conversation to them? Was it just like, okay, y'all, we're gonna call this gospel rap, and were they like, oh yeah, that sounds cool? Or were they like, oh, we don't want to call it that?
With who? With the kids or with who?
With the kids.
No, I mean, it was just that's what they did. I mean, these were high school kids who were listening and rapping. So we said, let's do some gospel rapping.
Oh,
it was just a natural thing.
Gospel rapping.
Yeah.
So nobody wasn't like, can't we just call it rap?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because the name of the song, the hook in the song was rapping, gospel rapping.
Yeah.
So it was like, and if you listen to the beginning, see, you remember the song say,
the time has come to set
the record straight. A lot of folks rapping,
but they ain't saying.
Right.
A lot of folks talking and
but
saying
the time is late.
Right.
So what we were doing right there in the beginning of our song, we were throwing a punch at all the other rappers, saying, "Y'all ain't really
talk about nothing."
Right. Y'all ain't. In other words, y'all not bringing the real thing.
Yeah.
And so right there, so we had no allies over in rap either.
So I mean, but the message that just came out a couple years ago.
What message?
No, the song, the message, don't push me because I'm close to them.
Oh.
I mean, it's all kind of things came out after us, but
no, the message was 82.
Right. But that was a societal message. You know what I'm saying? Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm about blah 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 blah. But again, if we had, I mean, we had some songs about Africa. You know, we could have did those songs, but it's just that when we said, look, we wrote this one. It's for the church to play for its youth, because they're gonna hear the Christian word in this song, and the church is like, no, we used to standard hymns and choirs. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny looking back at it.
It's sad and funny.
Yeah, sad and funny.
I'm just wondering, so you said y'all could have made songs like that?
We did. We got records that was recorded. But since we didn't have an avenue to get in, and then we're challenged with these children growing up. Once they started growing up, then their life started happening.
Oh,
they were there. See, they were there with us once. See, they were there with us when things were moving, and it seemed like we were doing something. But they got kind of discouraged with the cutoff. They wouldn't let the kids in. So now the kids saying, okay, well, if our career was going to be this, it's not going to be this now, because we can't even get our first record out. But we kept trying to record, and we did record. We finished a couple of records, but yet and still, when we put New Troop or some other names on the album cover, they still see the same children's faces, and so we were locked out in some sense. So when they got grown, like David said, they were from 13 till 17. 13 to at least 17. Now their lives start happening, and they start going different directions.
Well, these kids start going off to college, but remember now, like I say, we form a workshop, and we take these kids to sing in Houston at the main biggest stadium in Houston. Then they go to Atlanta. Then they go to Cleveland. Yeah. They went to Philadelphia. They go to Madison Square Garden, and they on stage with these other 10, 20,000 people with James Cleveland, Shirley Caesar. We follow them up. And then they come home to LA, and they finally get their song to K-Max, and Reginald Utley, Utley, who's a contemporary gospel DJ. But remember, contemporary gospel DJ just meant that your choir had maybe some guitar in it or some some hip drums. You know what I'm saying? That's what they thought. So the song played, and everybody was, and then the next week, it's in the paper that this song was taken off the air, and so then the kids were like devastated. I mean, it's like they did all that for all those years, and then they come home and they were not accepted in their own home.
It's like the military. They go and fight, and then when they come back home, the very people they fight for, they can't even get health care.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It really would have been better that we stayed underground and never put it on the air than to put it on the air 1 week, and all the kids now are heard it on the radio, and then they had to be told that their record was taken off.
Wow.
I mean, literally taken off. Reginald Utley said, "I can't play it anymore."
Wow.
People called in, then they called the station management, and they complained about this rap song on the gospel show.
And so, did y'all ever perform at a church?
We performed at lots of the churches around LA. See, progressive youth ministers would invite us.
Oh,
But it's an underground. We stayed in the underground. We see what I'm saying?
how did you ever so how were y'all received at the churches?
Fine. I mean, because you have to remember, when we go to a church, it was going to be a youth event or a youth festival. And so the kids there, they just heard the same music they've been hearing on all week. They just heard some different lyrics.
Got you. Did you ever go to a church and then have a problem?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's only when the church folks.
Not till we went on the air and went wide scale with the main churches.
Got you.
Because the main churches controlled the radio station, because they were the ones that pay for the ads and all that, and they have their shows on there. These are big entrenched gospel churches, and they're like.
So whenever kids came back and that song was taken off the air, that's when it was like, we're not really messing with this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we gradually disbanded after that, and then there were some, and then I, think one Rebecca went off to college. She was one of the piano players. See, there were groups of kids who had grown up now and from 12, and by the time they were in high school, they were now playing their own instruments in the group. Rebecca was playing piano. Kevin Hardiman, whose picture is on Gospel Rap, was playing drums. People had actually developed their music, but it was like, hey, this is going nowhere, so I'm going on to college. You know what I'm saying? These kids graduated. Can't tell them what we're going to tell them.
Oh, so I see what you're saying. If you stay underground,
you can't be the Gospel Five or the Jackson Rapping Five if there's nowhere to play and no income,
Yeah. Now, so a question: you said that y'all made these other records.
Yeah.
Y'all still have those records?
We have all those songs in the can. Yeah.
Oh, can you share with a brother?
See, the funny thing is, like I told Charles, the funny thing is, it took 20 years for the Black church to catch up with where we were.
Yeah.
I could take those songs now and give them to my friend at KJLH at Stevie Wonder Station here in LA, and he could play our songs now, because now the Black church has got just hip enough to play what we did. They play a song now called Church Folks, where this guy's rapping and talking about church folks and how they, the hypocritical state of it. We did all that, all those songs. We had a song called "Where's the Word,"
Yeah. Now
I went to church one Sunday morning. Everybody got up to hear the sermon, but then I sat there. But then I said, "Well, where's the word?" It was a song about pastors who give a whole sermon and never mention the word. All they tell their ideas. It's like, where's the word? Where's the word?
Now you said y'all made songs like The Message, right?
Say that again.
Did y'all make songs that were similar to The Message?
Yeah.
What?
But see, but every song we made songs similar to that, but they all had for every song we did, we could at least tell you what scripture it was based on.
Okay.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we had a song about a guy who comes and he sits on the bench, and then he's wondering about life, and then an old guy comes and talks to him. And then the guy tells him that, wisdom comes from wisdom comes from within. He who searches finds it in him. And those are the lyrics, and it's a mystical thing. Then the guy disappeared, and he sees these words written on the bench, kind of like Moses left it in stone. You know, we were doing all these songs.
Yeah.
And with the intent of not only shaping the young people that we were working with and keep them encouraged and keeping them aware of the Word of God, but that would have had that effect would have rolled out to our youth even in today, because they would have had some word in. So the problem with our young people today is they don't have no word in them, so they don't have nothing to challenge whatever they're trying to do or whatever they want to get into.
Yeah.
If they have some word in them, then that word comes up and it shakes whatever else they're going to do. They may go this far, but they don't go that far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, New Edition was out when we started. So we would take just the boys and do a New Edition song.
Okay.
The sound. We had a song called Young Girl, you know, young girl, what you gonna do? All your friends are nagging you. You know, your father taught you to be strong. Your pastor told you about right and wrong. Young girl, what you gonna do? You know, there was nowhere for these songs to go on the air. The church saying no. We don't want to be contemporary. We had a song called Sex Ain't Love.
Wow.
That
Funky
was rock.
too.
More
Funky.
more rock.
Yep.
Can't play it now, can you?
Not now,
CD
but I will. No, I have all that, but I will. Let me
go to the archives.
We'll get it. We'll get it to you in a way that's gonna be because I want to, like I'm saying, I'm gonna re-release all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like it's gonna be like a tidal wave.
I got you. Well, I only got one more question.
All right.
It's a hard one. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you or would you not say the song, The Message, is a gospel song? And why not?
Would I not? I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Would you say The Message could be considered a quote unquote a Christian song or a gospel song or a Bible song? And why or why not?
Okay.
Give me more of it.
More of the song?
Yeah.
You talking about gospel rapping, right?
No,
he's talking about The Message, the one about don't touch me because I'm close to the edge. You talking about that one, right?
Yeah. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's the jungle outside. It make me wonder how I keep from going under.
Well,
see,
I mean, when you look at that song, you look at that
on,
song,
Chuck.
you're looking at a young man who's dealing with the elements of the youth at that time.
Yeah.
And so when he comes outside his front yard, he sees this happening, he sees this kind of thing happening, and he's saying, man, what is it? When you see the word, when you look at the word jungle, you think of stuff's just chaotic. You know, it's nothing is too many moving parts. So when you come outside, maybe you're trying to go to school, maybe you're just trying to get to work, maybe you're trying to go get some bread, something for your mom, but all the stuff on the outside. So that's more of a message song. What makes any song gospel if it reflects to the word of God. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it gospel. It's not the style of the music. It's not the because it's in church. Because I've heard songs that people sung in church, and you cannot consider that gospel just because they sung it in church. I would even go so far much to say the stuff that some of the newer stuff that's out now is not gospel. It may be churchy, but it ain't gospel because it doesn't reflect back to Christ where there can be deliverance. When you look at gospel rapping, it was just a story being retold by some youth who read the scriptures and converted those same scriptures to rhyme, where maybe the child that wouldn't go to church or the family that didn't go to church, they would have heard it in this song. So when you look at your message song, that's just a general good song, but just a general young man who is speaking about the elements that he's challenged with on a day-to-day life, yet wherever he's trying to get to, there's these obstacles, but not gospel.
But the other side is where I'm coming. Since I came out of that whole
Oh, your camera.
Watts
Yeah.
Watts.
Where's your
Hold
camera,
on.
David?
I set my phone down. Since I came out of that whole Watts Poet, contemporary Gil Scott Heron, all that era at college, you know, I can hear a song, and I would translate that song into my Christian base. So I'm saying, yeah, you know, but what's going to keep me from going over the edge? What is it that holds me together? But, and then I'll relate to that song, but I won't be able to. Other people won't if they don't have the foundation. And so that's what
Right.
Chucky's saying. The song needs to be able to go over and grab those people. But then that song could be a Christian song to a bunch of Christians if they already have the foundation, because they need help not to go over the edge. They need help to do this stuff. They need help to do all of that stuff. So that song was like an inspiration. I hear it and I'm inspired because I already have a foundation. I have a foundation that I'm translating it over into.
Yeah.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm listening.
Okay. But other people might not. But what Chuck is saying is we came along and we said, you know what, we're going to be explicit. It's just like, you know, now they put that thing on these, they used to put these things on these CDs and say explicit lyrics.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we came along, and what the Black church did, the Black church put a thing on our thing and said explicit Christian lyrics. So they shut us down. But yet they would go at their kids' party and they would put on rap and dance to the other rap.
Yeah.
But then they like, well, wait a minute, they don't know. Can I dance to this or not? Because they talking something different. They talking real Christian. But that other song wasn't. So when you hear that, so the song you're talking about, it's just like Chance the Rapper and stuff. Now, you can do a lot of things now and hold yourself back just a little, and you can stay commercial. If you go all the way over, then the music industry is going to say, well, you are you have to be, you're in a Christian venue or, you know, whatever. But they don't have the problem with country. Country can do pop. They don't have the problem with rock. A rock guy, Eric Clapton, can go back and forth singing the blues, and then he can come over here and play with Stevie, and he can go back and do rock, you know. But with gospel, they didn't know how to take it. They just okay, you just went too far. You can come out and say that we need to be good people and God will bless us, but don't just be teaching us the Bible in your song.
So, because the other question is, does God care about those issues that Blacks are dealing with and facing?
Of course.
Does who?
Does God?
Does God care about? He says, does God care about the concerns and the issues that Blacks are facing? Of course.
So, because my concern is,
yeah, well,
and I see what y'all are saying.
Everything I write now.
Go ahead.
But see, I've taken a different tack now. Everything I'm writing right now is going the opposite way. Mm. It's about what's happening in the Black world right now. But I have this Christian view of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna go the other. I'm not going the other way anymore because they didn't accept it when I went that way.
Yeah. Without see what
I'm saying?
The reason why I'm bringing this up, because I'm gonna talk about this in the book. Because in addition, I'm not gonna make the biblical argument in the book, but people who look at this perspective, you got like the books of Esther, Song of Solomon, sometimes in Job and Psalm, where God is nowhere to be found, in the sense of they aren't explicitly saying God, or of course in the Old Testament they're not saying Jesus, but like of course God is still working.
Yeah. Yes, long periods in the Old Testament where the people are desolate and they're saying, God, why have you forsaken me? Well, you know, God's like, I didn't forsake you first, you forsake me first.
Yeah. I mean, but in Job's situation, we know that it was something going on in the heavens, right?
No,
Right.
Job's situation was this. God had a lot of confidence in Job.
Mm.
Job had lived such a life that God could use. In other words, it's almost like you recommend somebody for the job because of their timeliness. They're timely. They're efficient. They'll get the job done. They're
Yeah.
proving themselves to be dedicated and one to be relied on and one to be accountable. So when God was speaking with a couple of the angels, Satan comes
With
along and God says, "Well, what are you doing here?" And he says, "Well, I'm doing my thing, going back to and fro to see who I may devour." And so what God says, "Well, wait a minute. You looking at everybody, you want to see somebody that's genuine. Look at this individual, Job. He's an upright man. He fears me and he hates evil. So you want to test somebody, go after that guy." So God had Job's back in support the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just this long period of time where it is seemed like God is just letting it play out. It's like taking your two children out, and the little, the mother would say, "Oh, he just fell off the bike," and the dad would say, "Let him go. He gonna get up. Just give him a minute. He'll get up." There's some durations that God allow us to go through because He knows it just takes a matter of moment. We get our bearings, we get our balance. We're gonna go through it. But if you look at Job, God comes in at the beginning, and then at the very end, God comes back.
Yeah.
So he was always there. It's almost like the footsteps quote. Well, who carried this guy? Who carried me? Well, I carried you the whole time because you only seen one set of prints. You didn't see your prints. You see my prints because I carried you. So God was always in the mix of it. In the mix of it, it's just at the end, then God presents himself on the scene and communicates with Job.
And where did
but what the point in Job, to me, is that you have to remember when the devil challenged God, he said, "Well, have you considered my servant Job?" So the devil says, "You know what? You got this fence around Job. I've been doing my thing with all these other people." Basically, the devil says, "You take down that fence, and I'm gonna show you about some Job." And God says, okay, look, you can do anything you want to Job except kill him.
Yeah.
You can do anything to Job. God says, "I think my man is gonna come out still standing." That was the challenge. So Job lost everything. He lost his riches. He lost his herds. He lost his children. He lost just total devastation. And then the devil comes along and says, "All you got to do is curse God, my man. Curse God and you can get everything back." And so the bottom line, Job refused and eventually gets everything back, more abundance than he had. But that was the challenge with Job.
Yeah.
So God had confidence in Job. Job came through. Job came through.
And so I was trying to
God,
when Job said,
doesn't care about the plight that blacks are in now. Blacks in this country have always been the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We were brought here in bondage, like the Israelites in Egypt. We're in Pharaoh land, and it's been a long journey.
Yeah.
So, but the black people have been the Christian base of this country.
Yeah.
Even through coming out of slavery, black people go through all these horrendous things, but they never turned their back on the church. Never turned back on the church.
Yeah. Y'all got it. And that's what I just don't want. And I mean, I understand how y'all.
Your voice is it's cracking a little bit.
Mike,
on your end,
Chucky,
Dave. I hear him clear.
I can't hear him.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you great. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I just when I'm dealing with in the book, and it's this, so like
it's like when you talk, I almost hear it sounds like I hear notes, piano notes cracking. You move somewhere from where your voice was going pretty easy to where I am, but I don't know.
Look like Dave, you falling asleep. Why don't you sit up a little bit?
No, I'm holding my phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm not hearing. My headphones on my head. I'm just not hearing him.
Oh, okay.
I don't see him anymore either.
I didn't change anything.
He sounds clear on this end, Dave.
Travis, I see a name, but I don't see. Huh?
David,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Yeah, I just so on one, so we in the book, like I'm dealing with a couple of things, but one, it seems like that people are confining what should be considered either theology, what should be considered Christian, what should be considered like within this particular umbrella, and justice.
You know what? I think you touched on something, because what happened with us was the black church wants their music to be praise songs.
Yeah.
But they didn't want actual theology coming into the word. It's almost as if the radio would say, you know what, let's take this rap music. Yeah, as long as you singing, come on, black folks, let's get together. Come on. But if you start talking about what blacks really need to do and shut, get into some real black theology, then that rap got to be shut out.
Yeah.
It's rather, whether if you're talking in general term was okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's all. And the other thing is, like you said, which is interesting to hear your story, that so many white people clung to it.
I can't. Maybe I need to turn you down because you're cracking a lot. Go ahead, keep talking.
But basically, what's happening now is, unfortunately, a lot of MCs who are Christians, whenever they rap about, so have y'all heard of Lecrae?
I've heard that name.
Lecrae, David.
I've heard that name.
Repeat what he said, Charles, because I didn't hear all of it.
He said that
have you heard
there are some rappers, and then he mentioned this guy named Lecrae, Christian rapper.
So that's the thing. He actually doesn't want to be.
But there's a rap.
There's
a rapper out now called John the Baptist.
Yeah.
There's a rapper out now called John the Baptist. He's got and he came here to LA. He got a good following. I've been keeping up with these people.
So Lecrae said he doesn't want to be called a Christian rapper.
His father is a minister.
Oh wow.
Huh?
So yeah, so Lecrae, he doesn't want to be called a Christian rapper. But when he talks about issues,
nobody really wants to tag on him because it cuts down their sales.
Say that again. Did you hear what he said?
But I can't hear the vocal.
I think what he was saying is,
I can't hear.
I think he said nobody wants to be labeled under a Christian rapper. They just want to speak the message, and then it's for the hearer to understand that message is going to reflect back to the Word of God.
Gotcha.
And that's probably why. That's probably why people don't want to. And then another side would probably be, is that some people associate Christianity as not the original black man's religion or way to God. And that's a whole nother subject. But just when you look at it, still, whatever way you choose, once you look at the Word of God, you see that it all lines up.
Yeah. Yep. Excuse me.
I mean, see, you can have a guy comes out and he says, I thank you for this Grammy. First of all, I want to thank the man above. That's typical. They just do that, right?
Right.
I want to thank the man above. The man, the man. Oh, is it a man up there? They speak in these general terms, and then but I'm gonna do my song now. Okay, baby, let's get over. Hop, shake, crack that legs open, blah 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 blah. Okay, where's the message? It cracks me up.
The message is we're gonna have fun even in this craziness.
Right.
But gentlemen, that's all the questions I had.
All right.
Anything that I didn't touch on that you all want to contribute that I might not know about?
Not that I can
I
think
mean,
of.
during that whole period, me and Chucky was still working with a group called Nicholas, which was a male and female husband and wife, and they were like trying to be contemporary. But see, I tried as I could to push them way over the contemporary where they need to go, like I asked for Simpson. They was resistant because they did not want to lose their church base, because that's where their money came from.
Yeah.
Playing, going and singing in the churches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And actually, I just talked with Philip last night because I did a track, the Rolls Royce track, "Love Don't Live Anymore." I did it for a friend of mine because he's group and this lady, they're gonna perform it. And so I sent the track over to Phil, let him hear it. And he just kind of said, man, I'm kind of discouraged because it's not like the music industry has changed. You don't really need to go to studios no more.
Nope.
You don't really, you could build your own stuff. Dave and I, we have our own setup out here in Lancaster. So we don't have to, book any time, go to nobody's studio. We do everything here. It's short of drums, but everything we need to do drums, we just take that drive and go to my brother's spot and do drums there, or send him the files and have drums done there and send the files back to me.
Yeah.
But they was kind of discouraged because they said, you can't make any money with sales anymore. I says, no, you can, but you got to do it right, and you got to perform. That's the only way people are going to know you.
And another thing is, which is a footnote, is that entire 5-6 year period that these kids went every summer, went to all these conventions and sang.
Yeah.
See, nobody paid for anything. That was all paid for by my law office.
Wow.
Because I had just come out of UCLA. I had my own law office, and so I funneled all the money from the law into the music.
And was helping other artists get their projects together.
And then
People
I funded.
like
I funded Kenny Smith. I funded Nicholas and Brenda. I would fund their album. And we were, and they were up for Grammys. We went to the Grammy Awards. It was a gospel Grammy. But no one wanted to turn around and help the youth get this rap thing going. No, everybody was like, I don't want to touch that. It was like, I can't touch that. Just like the song, the guy, he was out doing at the same time. Nobody would touch it. Nobody wanted to touch it. We had a deal with Light Records, which is the same label that Andre Crouch was on, same label that
Michael
Edwin Hawkins was on.
Yeah, and Michael
Edwin Hawkins was on the same label, and his wife.
And Michael V. Smith.
Nicholas and Brent. And Brendan Philip Nicholas was on the same label. And I owned the record company that they were on, but I couldn't get them to let gospel rapping go through.
Wow.
And then my son is on gospel rapping. My second son was rapping. All of them, all those kids grew up together. And when they came out of high school, one of my sons, the summer, a month after he graduated from high school, was traveling up Slauson here in LA, and some gangbangers was shooting, and he got hit and died. Yeah. And so all those elements just ended it. The death of my son, the kids. Becky went off to college. Those kids left. They didn't really want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Rebecca, the piano player, was now graduated from high school. She went up to Humboldt State. My oldest son went back to Atlanta somewhere, and he really never been back to LA. He just keeps moving around.
Now, actually,
what
was the first?
But what did you say, Charles?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, the first year that y'all started rapping.
83.
Okay.
Because the record didn't come out until 84, and we had been working on it from 83 up until the release date.
Got you.
See, we had been in almost every studio in Southern California. We had been in SRO, SRI. We'd been in the same studio as Earth, Wind, and Fire. We recorded up in San Francisco with Kenny, with Melvin Seals, who plays for the Grateful Dead. We had just been everywhere. Contemporary sound. Contemporary. contemporary people accepted us, but the church didn't.
Wow.
So.
And what you mean by contemporary,
and
even those outside the church.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. Those people accepted us. Yeah. When you hear the tracks, and I tell you some of the people that's playing on those tracks, you're gonna be like, wow.
And did y'all know of any other people on like the hip hop side, like who are either like doing like b-boying or DJing or graffiti artists?
Not me.
I only knew the ones Chucky names, the ones that performed on stage with us at the concerts in Long Beach, the Dynamic Twins and all those people. Because that was really, when I would do a concert, everybody would get paid, and it was like I was trying to build up something, a movement, but unfortunately we didn't have the internet up and running like it is now, so we couldn't go. It was still in the era where you needed to be with a record label, and the label had to press and put you out there and promote you.
Yeah. Oh, that was my last question. Now, are you in charge of the label that New Testament Troop is on?
Yeah, that was my label.
Wow.
Interlight Records. That's me.
That's you.
Because Nicholas was on Command Records. We put the contemporary people on their own label. We had I'm gonna put a little bit of it together and send it to you. You'll get an idea where we were coming from.
Yeah. Man, I wish I had time, because if I wasn't writing this book, I'll write up something on y'all. Just because I'm just thinking this is pretty dope to have someone. Now, first of all, you went to law school?
Yeah.
How many other lawyers were in your class? How many other black people were in your law school?
I went to UCLA, so at that time we had about 20.
Oh, whoa.
I was president of Black Law Schools. I was president of UCLA Black Law School Association.
What year did you graduate?
From UCLA, 78.
Wow.
No, 81. 81. Went in 78. Came out in 81. And at UC Santa Barbara, I was president of the Black Law Student Association.
So what undergrad did you go to?
UC Santa Barbara.
Sure.
I did one semester at University of Tulsa because I was on football scholarship all the way through undergraduate.
Wow. Sure.
Yeah, I ran state. I was fast. I ran the California State track meet finals.
So you tell me this dude was this smart?
Oh yeah, Dave's the stuff, man. and the interesting thing, when I met Dave,
how did
come by and pick me up and pick up my my play brother on Saturday so that we can go work with the children. Yeah. And this was in '83. Yeah, this was in '83. And Dave and I have been good friends. I look unto him like either a father image or a uncle image. All these years, we still keep. Like, he knows where I live. I know where he lives. I can go to his house unannounced. He can come to my house unannounced. We just been good. We have forged a really good brotherly friendship over the years.
Oh, that's dope.
Yep. Even to this day. Yeah.
Wow. Y'all, thank y'all for this interview. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna be on the lookout for when y'all get those records ready. I'm not gonna broadcast. I'm just interested in it just because this is what I do. This is what I study. Black people, Black life.
Great. All right.
Any last words, Dave?
All right.
Thank you.
No.
All right, cool.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
All right.
Stay in touch, Travis.
Will do.
All right, sir.
Peace.